let's get started. We have some big announcements to make. I don't know if it's gonna make you guys emotional or not. We'll see, but I have some announcements to make. And so do Matthew, Volkwyn, and Nabeel. So as you can see, I've got Matthew and Nabeel here with me today. We got something really big to announce, which I hope you guys are excited about. But before I get into what Matthew, Volkwyn, and Nabeel are here to announce, I wanted to take us back to where we all started with this community. I know some of you didn't join from the beginning. Some of you have joined recently. Some of you have been here since the beginning. Nearly a year ago, I started, it was originally a Copy Academy. So for copywriters to come in and learn copywriting and land clients, which has now become Freelancing Freedom Academy. I wanted to start it because as someone who in the beginning really struggled with not having guidance and looking up to these gurus online who leave you more confused than ever and having to figure some stuff out on my own, I decided I'm going to make a community where, you know, everyone who's similar to me and we're all similar to each other, we can learn from each other, learn from me as well from what I've done, and basically just share what I've learned in my whole business journey so that you guys can excel and level up as well, mainly in copywriting. I know a lot of you guys in here. Copywriting, we do have, it's become a mix of different freelancing as well. I've had a genuine passion for copywriting and this whole community thing, and that's why I love doing it. And that's why I started it. It has become something special. We've actually grown to 4,500 members. Can you believe that? That's amazing. Really good achievement. And I poured my heart into this community. I'm someone that if I have something, I'm going to take care of it very well. And I'm not going to neglect it. I'm someone who likes to put in a lot of effort into things. And if you've been in the group from the beginning and maybe you've been in a fast track as well, you'll know I put a lot of effort into what I do because I genuinely care. And it's come from a place of genuinely wanting to help. But over the past few months, something has shifted. And not because I don't genuinely want to help people anymore. It's just, this is just how it's come to. And so from now on, I want to focus on scaling my business, working with more clients, delivering more for my clients. My business is demanding more attention and focus, and the opportunities I have with my clients require me to solely focus. And like I said, I want to put effort into a lot of things. When I have my clients, I care about them succeeding, and I also care about you guys as well. And a lot of people, I was at crossroads, so I was thinking to myself, I can't just quit. I can't just leave you guys hanging. I'm not going to do that. I had two decisions. It was either I could continue splitting my attention between my business and the community, giving half of my effort to the community and half to my business, or I could just make a decision that would allow me to go all in on what I want to do. And that's when I had to make a very hard decision. I haven't announced this to the entire group yet, but now we are here. I cannot serve the community in the way that I want to. I know some of you might be losing hope thinking, oh, I looked up to Alicia as I meant to learn from her and stuff from the group. Who will I follow now? And that's exactly why you can see there on the live today, exactly why I handpicked two, in my opinion, from everyone I've looked up to handpicked absolute legends in this game to take over the group. As I'm someone who wants to take genuine care of what I've created, the community is amazing. And if someone's going to own it, I need it to be someone who I can trust and that you guys will love as well. As I've decided, Matthew, Volkwyn, and Nabeel are going to take care of you guys. They've been in this game for absolute years. They're going to introduce themselves in a minute. They deeply understand the copywriting game, the freelancing game. They understand the whole thing, everything you need to succeed. Where am I going? Where's Alicia going? Because what's going to be happening? Like I said, I'm not going to be going ghost. I'm still here. It's okay. I will be active on Instagram and YouTube, documenting as I normally was, just documenting the grind of scaling my business. If any true fans in here, anyone wants to follow along with that, and you can, feel free. You're more than welcome to follow me on YouTube and Instagram. My focus is shifting completely to what I do best, which is helping my clients acquire more customers through ads, funnels, content systems, and AI now. So Matthew and Nabeel, you feel free to take over.
So Matthew, you released a video about this, our most recent video, right? The one where you're talking about being an offer owner. Alicia is an offer owner now. She's stepping back to focus on her client services business. Maybe you can put a few comments about whether this is a smart decision from Alicia and why is it a smart decision, or whether it's a dumb move from her to focus on her clients.
I think going all in on the place that you're actually adding value to businesses that are making significant money is probably the best place you can put your attention as a freelancer. I think a lot of people want to make $5,000 and then start selling courses. It's a very short-term cash play, and it doesn't really reflect any of the values that all of us have here. I'm really happy that we're able to be here and contribute to what you guys are, what you put together, Alicia. It's really cool. You built a really cool community here and there's a lot of cool people. I saw a lot of comments already in the Skool group where people are sharing stuff. That's really what we're here for, to show you how to build that service business and something that you can call your own, something that has real value. Building something remotely is not about just selling courses. There's so many things that you can do to create wealth and also help businesses. So I think going all in on your service business, Alicia, is definitely the best thing you could focus on right now in your career. Just for context, if you don't know who I am yet, hello, I'm Matthew, and I'll just give you context on the kind of people that I've worked with. So here are the kind of businesses that I've coached, like copywriters I've coached over the years, all those businesses there, plus a whole lot more. I haven't updated this yet, but essentially of all the copywriters in the game right now, working with the very best businesses in the industry, I would say 80-90% of those businesses, they've got a copywriter that we've coached and I've worked with privately and helped. So got a lot of experience helping copywriters and have a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys totally for free. Nabeel and I are going to be sharing some stuff, having some calls with you guys, talking about the state of the industry, like what does 2026 look like as a freelancer, not just as a copywriter, but in general, the freelance economy. How does AI fit into all this? What should you be thinking about when you close clients? What should you be thinking about when you charge? What should you be thinking about how to deliver your services and do what Alicia is doing right now? So if that's the kind of business that you want to build, this is the kind of place where we're going to be talking about those kinds of things, launching you into that next phase. And yeah, I have so much stuff. I've over the years, coached over 1,000 copywriters, 200 of them privately. All the 200, 150 of them make multiple six figures, and like in the course of their career so far, close to 100 are making six figures every year. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff. If you guys have questions, we're going to be running some calls where you can ask me anything, ask Nabeel anything. We're going to have some conversations. Just really want to share as much as I know about this game with you guys totally for free. And yeah, we're going to have a couple of things you can also purchase. Nabeel, I think you have some ideas you wanted to bring up about what we're offering inside the classroom section.
Yeah, just to be clear, we're not doing this out of the goodness of our heart as charitable people, like actual business owners. I'm a stone cold capitalist. My original intention was to shut down the group and take the email list. But Matthew, he's a much nicer guy. He said, why don't we take care of the group, nurture it like a garden, raise it like our children, etc., etc. I said, okay, that's fine. Let's do that. Let's try that and see how it goes. But we are going to actually be selling you stuff, because otherwise there would be no point to taking over this group from Alicia. That being said, I do think part of the reason why I decided, okay, I'll follow Matthew's lead on this is there is an opportunity to have a space where you are getting higher quality information than what is available out there. And I think that is a good idea to continue. Alicia started this group with good intentions, and we are also going to keep this group going with good intentions. And hopefully, inshallah, Matthew and I can make a little bit of money along the way to recoup our investment. There's no obligation on you to buy anything from us. If you just want to hang out in this group for free, you're more than welcome to. Everybody's welcome. What we're going to be doing is putting resources, either time or money, that's either ads or content, to grow this group. By growing this group, we'll also do events. They might be free events like a webinar, or they might be paid events. And then we'll make you offers along the way. Matthew is an offer owner. He has Copy Systems, which is a Skool group. He has also the Copy Dojo, which is his mentorship. I'm an offer owner. I have Copyskills. It's like everybody's got a copy community now. And then we started this new free community as well. But we've got offers to sell to you. The way I've structured Copyskills is slightly different. It's more kind of a la carte, like a menu of different products you can buy. Matthew's business model is he's got a membership, and with the membership, you get everything. So my business model is slightly different. So we've got those two offers. We're going to be selling that to you. In the meantime, we'll also be keeping the group alive along the way. Did we say weekly, Matthew? Live streams with us where we just hang out?
Maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. Depends on how many people show up.
It depends on how many people are taking the
If you guys want us to be here and you have questions, then we're going to probably chat more often. If you don't have any questions, we might just drop some free training and show you how our programs will help you to get to that next level.
And then we will also give you guys opportunities to sell your own digital products. If we create affiliate links for everybody in this group, they can create content and drive traffic to the group. The hard part about becoming an offer owner is you have to actually create good products. I know everybody skips that part. When they say offer publishing and be the offer owner, everybody skips the part of actually having good products that deliver results. And it's hard. Matthew's mentioned mature offers. The reason why Matthew has hundreds of copywriters making six figures from his community, and in Copyskills, we don't have that many. We have maybe 5 or even less. We're making six figures because Copyskills is not as mature an offer as Copy Dojo is. So of course, Matthew is going to have much more results. It's been around longer, so he's been able to build the product out and make it much better. Because of that, he's able to get results. By having access to a mature product, you don't have to go through all the trouble of creating your own product. So you can just drive traffic here and take a percentage. It's an easy way for you guys to make money as well. Is we are going to start emailing you. So everybody in the group, the 4,500 of you, are going to be added to our email list. You'll be able to opt out, unsubscribe at any time. You have every opportunity to unsubscribe, but otherwise we'll be adding you to our email list and emailing you. So you'll get emails from me, from Matthew. Matthew has his email list, and Matthew's email list is application only. But in this case, I think Matthew will waive the application and just add you to the list. In my case, I'll add you to the Copyskills list and start emailing from there. For the next few minutes, Alicia, Matthew, and I will be happy to take your questions.
You can put your hands up if you want to talk. That was amazing. We got a question.
Oh, nice question.
Go ahead, Matthew, you can do it.
Okay. How do you get clients when you first started? For me, I was very active on social when I started building my career as a copywriter, kind of like Alicia, except I didn't post on YouTube. I was in Facebook communities. There was a really large community that used to be very popular back in 2017, which I think was called Stefan and Justin Talk Copy. That's what I remember the community was called. And I was in that community. It was like 15,000 people in there. And it's just mostly copywriters. Some business owners would come in there as well to hire people. I was learning stuff from there. And I joined another couple of communities with a few coaches, like some gurus as well. Did enjoy going into debt to buy guru courses. It was a good time in my life. Spent quite a lot of money. I spent a good amount of money on gurus, probably about $5,000 in debt from guru coaching. For me, I just was like, all right, I'm going to learn this skill and take whatever I can from all these people coaching me. I learned how to close deals from a lot of the gurus. I learned sales. I learned some fundamentals of copywriting. I also learned how to like network with people. And with those skills, I approached a few businesses I really like that I was already a customer of. And I said, hey, I love what you guys are doing. You've made an impact in my life as a customer. And I wanted to say thank you by writing you a few emails. And let me know if you like those emails and where I can send them. And they were like, yeah, send us some emails. So I wrote some emails for them and sent them. And they were like, these are really good emails. Do you by any chance want to write some more stuff for us? And I was like, of course. Yeah, hey, that sounds great. And so then I closed them on a deal. I was working at the coffee shop, for context, for $11 an hour. At a coffee shop in Canada, Tim Hortons. I don't know if anybody here is from Canada, but I was working at a coffee shop for $11 an hour. Then I was teaching English, $12, $13 an hour. And then I closed this copywriting client for $1,500. And it took me 10 hours. So I suddenly went from like $15 an hour to like $150 an hour. And I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to stop all the other stuff. So I stopped everything else and just focused on this copywriting skill and then continued to buy guru courses for another year. So that's kind of how I started. I just bought stuff, learned some stuff, kept applying myself and got better at the skill. Fast forward to today, there's definitely a lot of things I've learned, which I don't think you need to spend $5,000 or go into $5,000 of debt to learn, especially since Nabeel and I talk about the stuff publicly for free. That's definitely some of the stuff we'll be sharing here. Some of these fundamental basics you don't need to pay for. It's obvious stuff. It's not necessarily obvious when you have gurus telling you something else. There's a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys that would have saved me quite a bit of money, but also would have given me a better perspective on the industry and what I actually should focus on. So that's how I got started.
I'll show you one example. This is Judy. This is my community manager / growth operator. This is how I hired her. One of her YouTube videos showed up in my home feed. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was making money from my room as a 16-year-old. Then I came to her YouTube page. I binge watched all of the videos. Then I went to YouTube and I cold DM'd Judy. How many of you are doing cold DMs and cold emails where you're getting completely ghosted and ignored and left on red and all kinds of degrading shit, right? I cold DM'd Judy and then I interviewed her in the Instagram DMs. No call, nothing like that. The questions I was asking her, because I am a copywriter, I had the feeling that she was a copywriter, was I was trying to suss out whether she was going to bullshit me in any way or act like, they call it mugging or a-mugging. So I was trying to see if she was going to try to big dog me by using salesy language or trying to sell me high ticket stuff. I saw she was giving me honest and sincere answers, so I hired her on the spot. Originally, the original deal that I gave her, which is not the same deal now because she completely screwed that up, I was giving her 60% of Copyskills to help me grow it. I said, you take 60%, I'll keep 40%, and you be the growth operator. I don't think there's anywhere on the planet any offer owner would give a growth operator that kind of percentage split. But the problem was Judy, she didn't know enough to do what I needed her to do. So that's not the offer anymore. Now she gets a flat retainer, which is pretty good. And then after working with her for a while, I hired her to help me out in my agency. The more work that I'm going to get her to do, the more I'm just going to increase her retainer. And that's because I'm a copywriter, so I know what a copywriter needs in their business. I'm able to give her that without her having to ask for it. As long as she continues to do good work for me, she will be taken care of. But that is one way to get a client. Document your journey on YouTube. I gave her this advice. I told her, hey, listen, you've been slacking on your personal brand. What are you doing? I could die tomorrow and you're screwed. You don't have a client because you haven't been posting on your personal brand. I'm actually paying her to grow her personal brand. I said, don't worry about posting for Copyskills, just grow your personal brand. If you actually put yourself out there, you show up the way Matthew suggested, there are people who will see that you have potential and they're willing to take a chance on you. God bless her that I showed up in her DMs. That's not me being arrogant. I'm just saying it is a blessing from God. Things worked out that way. It doesn't negate the fact that she published all of these videos. Even though it's clear like she's young, she doesn't have a lot of experience. She's just starting out. She's on the grind, doing cold calls. Like one of these videos is her how she's doing cold calls for 20 or cold DMs for 12 hours a day and sending voice notes. One of the voice notes is, maybe you hate money. If so, let me know. I'll consider the deal lost. I was trying to suss out if she was going to do that to me. If she was, then I would not hire her. It's funny to see a 16-year-old copywriter try to do that. But yeah, that's Judy's story. That's how Judy got me as a client. So if you're not doing this already, why aren't you? It's much easier now for newer accounts because the way the algorithms are working, they're boosting newer accounts than they are boosting older accounts. If you start an account now, they're going to give you an initial boost because they want you to keep posting videos.
That's so cool. I was actually going to add something before we answer that humongous question, which we'll get into. Just really quickly, as you were saying about Judy, and because she posted, you found her, which is actually quite interesting. I didn't know that. As I was talking to Judy in the podcast as well, and my whole journey of doing my brand for about 2 years now, it's grown to over 35,000 followers across both platforms. The point I'm trying to make is the brand is so important, not just because gurus tell you to, or just because you should. For example, Judy's scenario, you miss out on so many potential opportunities just because you don't have a brand. And people perceive you in a certain way when you have a brand, and it really does strengthen the way people see you. Nabeel would not have found Judy otherwise, and they would not be working together if she did not have a big brand. And the same thing with the clients that I work with is they really are intrigued by the fact that the reason why I'm here with Nabeel and Matthew, I got interviewed by Matthew, is because of my brand. Those opportunities came because of that. And again, like I said, my clients, they're always really interested, and they like the fact that I have a brand, and they see it as it reflects the way that you're going to do work for them. For example, you said about Judy slacking on her personal brand. It reflects, it's going to reflect. So if you're someone who's, I don't know, you got nothing on your profile, it's going to reflect on the type of work that you're going to do for your clients, because they're going to see that you're not putting in any effort. If you're not going to put any effort into yourself, then you're not going to put any effort into someone else. So I just thought I'd add that. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's the first thing
Just by the
prospects
way.
will do, right? When you cold email them or you cold DM them, first thing they do before they reply is they check your profile, or they'll Google you. They'll Google your domain name. And if there's no online presence for you, you're going to get ignored, and you won't even know the reason why, because they'll just ignore you. So you won't know that is the reason why you're losing business.
I acquired the domain copywriting.org. It's a high ticket domain worth close to $40,000. I didn't pay anything near that because I've got a decent brand. When I reached out to the owner, he was like, I like what you guys are doing. I love the podcasts that you're doing. I love the vision that you have for copywriters. And I like what you're doing to help your clients and your brand. And so I feel like you're going to be able to carry on the vision of this domain. So being able to acquire a domain like this, wow, that domain, if I'd purchased it, would have probably cost me $25,000. It's suddenly, there's things that you would never expect that come from a brand. Another thing that's come from a brand for me is, as an offer owner, I'm able to actually hire people from my brand. People find me from the brand, and you always get great talent when you have a brand, when you hire people, when you run a business of your own. So there's all kinds of business benefits that you won't necessarily see as just client acquisition. Like, it's not, you don't build a personal brand to sell courses. You build a personal brand because you need to have an online presence. A lot of people think, I'm going to post videos on YouTube, I'm going to have a course, or I'm going to go on TikTok. It's not about that. It's about having an online presence, and having an online presence is going to give you the opportunity to stand out, have something where people look at you, they don't just think, who is this? To answer the question in the chat, which is, what are the best ways to package copywriting skills? I can give you a different perspective on how I see copywriting. I can't really tell you what the best package would be, because it really just depends who you approach and what their business looks like. But the way I see copywriting is like this. So if you were to look at a business, let's think about it. There's three main skills you could say. It's like, you got the main skill, which is ads. Then you've got the funnel, right? And then behind the funnel, you have emails. If we were to just look at it like this, thanks for putting some nice drawings on my screen. Appreciate it. Ads, funnel, and then let's just say email at the bottom, right? People look at copy and they think it's all the same thing. It's not really the same thing. There's a very different use for each of these things. When you build a funnel, to try to keep this as simple as possible, the funnel is essentially the asset that you've created for a business that they can use to sell their product with. So it's like a 24/7 salesperson you've built for them. You've built a salesperson that is constantly selling for them. So it's not really about the words. It's about the idea that they're buying an asset. They're paying you to build an asset that sells for them every single day for their business. So funnel copy is not really about the words. It's about the fact that you're building a sales message that sells people into their product, right? So that's the value of funnel. Funnel is you're selling them a sales asset, right? And then if you think of email, what is an email? You would send these to a list of people, a large list of people. Let's say there's 1 million people in this list. Those people need to be taken care of. This is an asset for a business. This is a different type of asset than a funnel is a sales asset. This is a contact list or a list of potential buyers. These people are very valuable for a business, because if you can sell those people into products, you now have generated revenue, right? So the bigger this list, the more responsibility you have as a business owner to take care of it. It costs money to get these people. Businesses spend millions of dollars a year to build lists. When you think of email marketing, don't just think about the fact that it's words. What you're really doing here is you're protecting and maintaining an asset for a business that's worth millions of dollars. If you just spam an email list with lots of messy AI content, those million contacts might eventually unsubscribe and leave because they don't find any value in what you're sending. On the other hand, if you take care of that email list and you actually preserve the brand voice, you share things that are useful for the person, you know how much money you can make with a 1 million person list? A lot of these info guys, like if you know Iman Gaji, for example, with that 1 million list, they can generate over $10 million a year. So the person that takes care of that is literally responsible for $10 million of revenue per year. Do you think a business owner would want to give that kind of responsibility to a $20 a month software tool that may or may not work, that may sometimes get it, may not get it, when you're looking at protecting a multi-million-dollar asset? Or do you think that they'd be more realistically wanting to pay somebody that's a professional $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month to protect this asset and keep increasing the quality of that asset? That's how business owners look at it, right? So to start answering your question, don't worry so much about the AI side, because you have to understand how a business owner sees the value of what you're doing for them. They see this as a opportunity to preserve an asset in their business. The funnel is building a sales asset. Now, ads is a similar sort of thing. It's like with ads, if you create the right ads, those ads suddenly get attention and bring brand new people into the, oh, thank you for the heart, bring these people into this business, right? So it's if a business owner is spending, let's just say, let's make it super simple. You're spending $1 to get one customer, right? Now, if you come in and you fix this and you make it better, it might only be $0.50 to get one customer. So you've effectively helped them double their profit per person that they bring into their business. Is it about the words, or is it about the thing that you're actually, the words doing for them? So that's why I said I wanted to show you 3 different examples, because ads are about return on every dollar you spend, you get more money back. Funnel is about selling without having to have somebody there that sells for you. And email is protecting an asset of people that you've spent years building. Those are 3 very high value, multi-million-dollar skills that the bigger the email list, the more money it's worth. The more people that are going through a sales asset like a funnel, the more money that funnel's worth. The more people you can attract with those ads at reasonable costs, the more money the business makes. Think about a bridge. If you were to build a bridge, would you just tell AI, please build me this bridge, and take everything that AI gives you and just build the bridge and then drive trucks over it? Or would you probably say, okay, here's AI's idea. Let's get 3 engineers that are professionals at bridge building and make sure that these engineers like the plan. Because I don't want to drive a truck over a bridge that's been designed by AI. What if this bridge breaks? I need a professional. Business owners are using AI, but they always need a professional that knows what they're doing to actually make sure that this thing works. And so that's why you don't have to worry about AI in our industry. Copywriting is not going to go anywhere because of AI. In fact, AI has made copywriting more valuable because people can see the difference between good copy and average copy. So hopefully that gives you a perspective. I think those are the 3 most valuable skills you need as a copywriter: being able to write ad creative, being able to write funnels, which sell again and again, and being able to preserve and look after a list of people. Those 3 skills are worth multiple millions of dollars. And the bigger the business, the more valuable that skill is for them. So you don't have to worry about going anywhere. In fact, the more you go into this now, I think there's more money in 2026 than ever before.
And the AI also allows you to be full stack and full service. Before, you could only focus on 1 or 2. You just physically wouldn't have the time to focus on everything because you would have to learn those skills in addition to copywriting. But now AI allows you to build funnels. It allows you to do your video editing. You just need a Descript account, click a few buttons, remove ums and ahs, reduce word gaps, and edit for clarity. In 3 clicks, the entire video is edited and you just export and post it. So now you're editing videos as well. I have this offer that I sell clients. I call it the ugly VSL, where I'll do my onboarding interview and then upload that into Descript, and then I'll cut it up, drag and drop, cut and paste text from the transcript, and add captions to it, and that's the VSL. I've built 20, 30-minute VSLs that way. It's just the prospect talking, and they don't even know that it's going to be published as a VSL. And it also converts. The AI allows you to be full stack. Think about what you're communicating. Nobody has ever said, this looks AI written to praise a piece of copy, or this looks AI generated to praise a piece of creative. Nobody has said, this looks AI generated as a compliment. It's always as, oh, I found you out. I figured out you're using AI. I was sitting in the cafe one time and there's 2 moms, like the boomer moms, are saying, you could tell it was ChatGPT written just by the punctuation. So even they get it now. Think about what you're communicating. It's called subtext. It's communication under the communication. Think about what you're communicating to the people who want to do business with you, that you don't care enough about them or their attention to put in front of them human written or at least human edited words or creative. I have this with one consulting client. He's got a social media team handling his media account, and they're an accounting firm. Think about the type of relationships you have with your accountant as an entrepreneur. I told them on the call, I'm an entrepreneur. I am the target market for this business. If I see content like that from an accountant, I'm not doing business with them. I don't want to do business with them. It's like basic bitch shit, that type of content they're producing. AI generated creatives. It's not even like upscale properly. The copy is clearly, right? If I feel that way, there's 1,000 more of me. So that's where you as a copywriter comes in, to make sure that even if you are using AI, the end user doesn't notice that. I'll answer Wen's question. He asked, as beginners, we should share our journey or story, right? Because we don't have that much experience to share value for the audience. The value that you are able to share is your personal journey. If Judy was trying to post value, like she was trying to post like 6-hour copywriting course, 15-hour personal branding course, Hell no, I would not reach out to her. First of all, she doesn't have the experience. Second of all, she doesn't have the expertise. And that will come across in the content she's creating. It's going to be surface level. But because she shared her journey and came at it from a perspective of sharing herself honestly, that is going to attract people to you much more. So just share the journey and don't try to post value. And then let's talk about Daryl's questions. Do I have to master my communication skills first, or is it fine with semi-broken English where we talk to clients? I'll show you an example, Daryl. This is one of our Copyskills members. His name is Jeevan. He wrote a landing page. This is a card website. He wrote a landing page on VSL. I told him to record himself on screen share doing it. So I don't know if you could hear that, but he has a very strong accent. He's from India or Bangladesh, but he did that even though he has an accent. And just compare him to other copywriters who are from the global south, from India, Pakistan, Nigeria, Ghana, the Philippines, who have strong accents when they speak English. Just the fact that he was willing to do that makes him stand out. It doesn't matter that he's speaking with a heavy accent or that he has broken English. Just the fact that he was willing to do that sets him apart from other copywriters. So don't be afraid about that. Yeah, you might need to improve your English a little bit. In fact, you might need to pay for an elocution coach or take elocution lessons. That's what I had to do when I was a kid. My mom used to take us to elocution lessons. Even if you have a strong accent, even if English is your second or even your third language, you can still do stuff like this. If you have a strong accent and you're not confident about your English, just become a better copywriter. You're just one sales letter away. Everybody is just one sales letter away from changing their life forever. That's what Jeevan did, what I showed you. He wrote a sales letter and a VSL, and he's going to get clients from it.
No, I really like that. You need to go out there and show people that you can be helpful. The quicker you do that, the faster you're going to level up those skills. Every copywriter ever that's written a sales letter at one point hadn't written a sales letter. Same as emails. Every copywriter who's writing emails today at one point didn't write emails. So there's this idea of the chicken and egg. It's like, oh, let me get the skill first before I can do this thing. It's like, you're only going to get the skills from doing the thing. If you don't have a client right now, go and write copy as if you were writing for a business. Don't do practice imaginary copy. Go pretend that you're actually writing for a real business and see how that copy develops. And you start to build the experience, you start to build the skill. In some cases, like the way I like to work with people is I tell lots of copywriters, if you're going to make this a professional career, a full-time career, treat it the same way as you would if you were to go into university. You'd go through a degree, get formalized education about it. If you're a copywriter that wants to make 6 figures, as soon as you get budget, as soon as you get some sort of momentum, you want to reinvest a significant portion of that, maybe 10% back into books, maybe even get a coach. In this case, there might be some stuff we'll talk about inside Skool that can also help you. I got to jump, guys. It was really nice chatting. I have a call coming up in 5 minutes. So I hope you got some value from this and good perspective.